Hey guys, what's going on? So now, excuse me, what we are doing is we are looking at an interactive way to review stories from the fossil record, okay? So what this is going to tell us is as you go to this link, okay, as you go to this link, this will take you to these 4 different sections here. If you look here, we have past lives, geologic time, paleoecology, and biodiversity. You go back, you look, that's going to be your headlines for each one of these. Okay? So this is just another way to gather evidence. All right? So you're going to tell me, if you look here, the first one's already explained for us. So evidence. The first evidence chart that we see here for past lives is growth rings in fossil trees or shells. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that growth rings tell us the number of years that individual lived. So now we have to look down. Let's go curled up fossil trilobites. This is the one I'm going to be doing with you guys. So now curled up fossil trilobites. Let's go back here and look at past lives. As you go through here, it's going to tell you about each of these different things. So fossils represent the only evidence we have. They can provide us clues that will help us answer questions. Let's look at some of these. So how long did individuals live? How did individuals protect themselves? How did their behavior, all that good stuff. Okay, let's take an even closer look. The first one is those rings that they had spoke about for number 1. Okay, if you look here, the more rings it has, tells us how long this tree lived. Okay, so count the number of growth rings. How long do you think this individual lived? Let's go with that. Yep. So it was about 14 years old. If you look through that stuff, it'll tell you. There's these little questions that go along with it to make sure you're comprehending. So this is the one where I said I'd be helping you all. So some fossil animals show growth rings as well. The growth rings in these fossil oyster shells. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not the one. The next one's a curled up trilobite. So this is another one that goes with the first one where you can count the rings on these old animal shells to see how long they lived. Now, fossil trilobites are quite common. Even though they are now extinct, there were more than 10,000 different trilobite species that crawled along the seabed or swam through the water. This fossil trilobite is unusual because it is curled up. See how it's curled up there? This behavior is common in some living animals. For example, certain pill bugs curl up to protect themselves. By comparing the fossil trilobite to animals like pill bugs, paleontologists can infer that trilobites rolled up for protection from predators. So look at this little animation. It shows you that there. You can replay that. So now that's the end of that one. So curled up fossil trilobites. What does this tell us? This tells us that these animals curled up for protection. Okay, so that's what you tell me. Guys, that's what you do all the way through this. We're going to be working on this somewhat tomorrow too. Just want to introduce this to you today. All right, have a great day, guys. I'll see y'all soon.